Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can quickly troubleshoot our X1 Validator if for whatever reason it goes delinquent, or if you go to, let's see here, X1 Val.online and you scroll down and you're in the dark gray. How can we go about troubleshooting it before we go into the Telegram group to try to ask people how to fix it, because that just takes more time when in reality there's a few things we can do beforehand to see if we can fix it. So let's jump right into it. So first and foremost, let's go about, well, first and foremost, how do you know you're having a problem? Similar to X1 Val.online, you see it in the dark gray like I just showed you. But if you go into X1 console and you see it delinquent under the status, that's not good. And a lot of times, guys, like, it's not your fault that it goes delinquent. So don't assume that you did something wrong. So again, sometimes it says quick as just restarting the validator. And again, I'll show you real quick. Alrighty guys, let's jump in. So first and foremost, what we're going to do is we're going to log into the server, and then we're going to pull up the X1 console. So we're logged in, and I just want to make sure that we're active. Guys, if you haven't already, turn on autopilot. It's pretty straightforward on how to do that. You just go to number 10 and then autopilot for number 3 and then turn it on. So pretty straightforward. All right, guys, so we're delinquent right now. What do we do? Well, first thing we can do is let's go to number 2 for stopping the validator, and then let's stop the validator. Okay? And then press any key, and then let's delete the logs. Cool. So that's the first thing we can do. Oops, give me 1 second. Now, what we can do is let's get back to the main menu here. Now we're going to go to number 7 for ledger, and let's remove the ledger. So why? So this might take a few minutes. This is on my dummy account, and it's been live for a while, so it might take a couple minutes before it actually removes the ledger. And guys, just to provide some context, what we're doing right now is we're really just stopping the validator, wiping or clearing / deleting the logs and the ledger, and then starting it up. And then the key, though, is waiting a few minutes just to make sure it's working. Sometimes it doesn't get a good snapshot, and then it just doesn't work. And so what we're doing is we're going to remove / clear the ledger, the logs, and then start it back up. All right, so now let's go to number 1, the health check and start the validator, right? Because we cleared the logs and we've removed / deleted the ledger. So now we're going to go number 1, and let's see. Now, guys, real quick, so as that's going, you also want to make sure you have balances in your wallets. And fortunately, with X1 console, they make it super easy to see what the balances are. And I can show you another way to do it. But as you can see, we have enough funded here. So we'll just want to make sure that those are funded, and then we'll give this some time. And also, guys, a lot of times, like, it's as simple as, oh, whoops, I forgot to fund one of my accounts, right? Like, let's say you're starting the validator for the first time. And I'll show you in a second, but there might be a situation where you forgot a step, like using the faucet to fund an account. So while this is going, let's just pretend for a second that this wallet right here was, oh no, let's do the ID wallet, right? Because we want to make sure that's funded. So what we'll do is let's just pretend that was 0 and we want to update it. So we're going to take the ID wallet specifically, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the faucet, which is just faucet.testnet.x1.xyz. We're going to put it in here, and we're going to go through this. If you guys watched my last live stream, I failed the robot test, so fortunately this time, guys, so as you can see, it was sent. We get 5 SOL per hour is allowed, otherwise you'll get an error. And it's as simple as that for getting some more SOL. All right, so error sending request. Okay, let's see. Now, sometimes, guys, too, like, you'll get an error, right? Like TCP connect error. connection refused. Like, don't freak out. I've had this happen multiple times where I get an error and yet somehow it works. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why. But the end goal is I'm going to show you and make sure that our logs are actually producing and we are pinging. And on this X1 Val.online website, we are no longer in the gray, in the dark gray, like these, versus these are light gray. Cool. All right, let's go back and close this. And let's go back here. Make this a little bigger. All right, guys, I'm going to pause it real quick and come back when we are ready to go. All right, here we go, guys. So as you can see, look at this. It says failed 4 catch-up attempts, right? So there's a chance it's not going to work because of a slow snapshot. That happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit any key. Now you can see I'm still in the delinquent mode, right? And so what we're going to do, we're going to go to number 2. We're going to see what the logs show. So number 3, show logs. And you can see it's downloading. Now, this might take, right, because we deleted the ledger. And so that, of course, is going to mean we're going to have to get it caught back up and so forth. And, yeah, so we'll give this a few minutes to see. But this ultimately has to get back to 100%. And then you'll start seeing what I call spam. You'll see a bunch of things happening all at once. And that's how you know there's a good chance that it's at least working. And it might not be caught up, but we'll dive into that in a second. All right, guys, give me 1 second here. So let's show the logs again. So as you can see, we're getting that spam. That should be healthy. However, let's just make sure that it's getting caught up. And so it was a few minutes since I started this. But what we can do is go back here and then let's exit out. And it's still showing delinquent. Now, it was a few minutes for me, so there's a good chance that it's not caught up yet. So let's try this. Let's go ahead. And I would recommend trying this a couple times. If it still doesn't work, so let's stop the validator. Let's do the same thing we did before. Delete the logs. Awesome. And then let's delete the ledger because most likely it's a bad snapshot, which again is not your fault. But we just need to give it a little TLC or tender loving care to ensure that it's getting caught up. So we're going to remove the ledger. Y for yes. All right, and now let's try this. Let's go to number 10 for other. Let's do install, start X1, and pinger or reset. So number 1 here. Yes, we do have existing wallets. Have you copied these? Yes, we have. All right, and let's delete it. Let's see what happens. Now, thankfully, again, guys, I always say this, but we are on testnet. So this is the time to try different things, to troubleshoot, to learn now. Because once mainnet, right, and its actual value, you'll feel more peace of mind you'll feel more confident and comfortable doing this stuff. Yes, we do want to continue. All right, so this is going to take a few minutes. We'll give it a bit. Oh, if you see anything like this, when in doubt, either hit enter or yes, or obviously read what the prompt is, use common sense. But if you see something you have no idea, like this one, for example, just hit enter, just like that. Cool, guys. See you in a second. All right, so let's just confirm the SSH. So Y for yes. Just hit enter, proceed for the standard, so don't have to actually choose anything. All right, cool. So now we're at this step, and you've probably seen this before because I just showed you, but with the faucet. So you basically have to make sure your ID wallet is funded. So you would copy this, you would go to the faucet, which I had already told you. Now, assuming you already have your X1 Validator up and it's funded, you probably don't have to do this, so you could just hit enter because you already have it in your wallet. Awesome. And so now it continues. Cool, so we'll give it a few seconds. And as you guys can see here, allowing time for snapshot download to complete. Again, guys, usually there's something goofy with the snapshot or something went south, but that's what we're trying to achieve by doing this right now, is getting the snapshot. Again, nothing to do with you. All right, guys, it's been about 5 minutes, so let's see. It said it restarted successfully. And let's see what happens if we go back to the main menu. So return to main menu, number 7. Look at that, guys. Now it says active. All right, so that's just one of the ways. Another quick way, again, that's probably the most likely solution that you'll want to do if you suddenly have a delinquency going on, at least from experience. You can also just double check. Let's just say that doesn't work. Check balance is number 3 here. Let's see. Again, we just want to make sure that these are funded, especially the vote has some, and then the ID as well. So that looks good. And then if there's anything else, manage stake, number 5 here. Sometimes, let's see if it actually shows you. Yeah, so like for example, I have an active stake here. If that's at 0, well, that probably isn't good either. So we might have to hit number 1, activate stake. But we're already activated. Or we need to, let's see, number 7. And as you guys can see, all I'm doing is just toying around with this just to see, hey, what can we do to get active? And to confirm that it's working, we're going to refresh here. I'm on what we call the patience account. Yep, so as you can see, guys, we're back online. This one right here versus patience. And that's how you know you're good to go. All right, guys, hopefully this has helped at least provide some sort of insight if you fall into delinquency, how to start troubleshooting before you panic into the X1 Validator Telegram group. If you do like these videos or want to see different types of videos, comment down below. If you guys are tuning in for the first time, probably didn't reach this far, but if you are and you want to become an X1 Validator, I have a free tutorial down below. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.